What is up, my friends? Had a couple people say they would think it would be a good idea if I made this video about Ichimoku, or Fibonicci, as I like to call it. This is my setup. This is what I look at for my daily driver, my go-to screen, template, whatever. Bitcoin, the infamous Bitcoin pulled up. One and only. Okay, sorry. Ichimoku, 4 lines, 4 EQs, 9 period EQ, last 9 bars, literally 50% fib, Fibonicci. 26 bars, dunk, EQ. I mean, I think you guys get what I'm saying. 50, right? 50. The upper senku, it's the EQ of this right here. Kijun and Tenkan, it's EQ. They just throw it forward. It's your leading line on the cloud. Leading line A, senku A, whatever you want to call it. Senku B, it's going to be the EQ of the last 52 bars thrown 26 forward with the EQ of this. And the interplay between those two numbers gives you your cloud. Yes, it's everyone knows. Use it as support. You can expect it to bounce here. Why? Not because there's a cloud there. Because there's an EQ of this big range here. That was the equilibrium price. That's your 50% line of all this action. That's it. Most overlooked or underlooked, most wasted line in the system is this Chiku. That's your momentum. When you start, for me, when you start seeing this close above the Kijun, that's strength. Some people want to see over price. Some people want to see price over cloud. And, you know, this is obviously strength right here. Got perfect angulation, angled up, angled up, angled up, angled up. That is literally the epitome of a trending market. When you see these 4 lines angled up like that, it's a trending market. You can look back to previous points on the Ichi setups for areas that'll likely provide resistance or support. A flat area like this, like I said, yeah, clearly that's going to be the mean value for a lot of transactions. Large periods here. You see a flat Kijun like this, same thing. Flat cloud level, same thing. The thicker the cloud, the more perceived volatility you're going to see in that instrument in that given period of time. So as the cloud gets thinner, you're seeing compression in the market, much less swing. Mentioned cross like this, for me that's bullish. You start seeing it below, bearish, and we saw the sell-off come once you started seeing that happen. Forecast lines, they seem to be confusing people. Or alright, here's a perfect example. We'll just take Bitcoin's action right now, because we don't know if this is a top or not. Probably not, but you know, I know this is going to be 26 bars out right now, because it's where the cloud's forming. And I know that that's 26 periods forward. Okay. We're going to be looking at the value on my Ichi over here. Long story short, I put it on that 26 bar and I'm looking at that upper cloud number, 39,879.75. $39,879.75. Got it. Dot it. Send it. This is a magic trend line being formed as the high's forming. Many times you will see price compressing, making your flags or triangles or whatever your flavor du jour is for your system. It'll start grinding along this line. You'll see a nice strong close above that line, and that'll signal your start of your next leg up. So these kind of lines can be drawn like whenever you see a top forming in the market. So what do we got here? Same thing. On this candle, that value was 58,902.14. 58,902.14. Right here. Look at this thing. Literally drawn this day. Tested perfectly here. Long run down. What'd you get here? A break of it, a retest of it, and now we're bouncing up. So do I expect this to hold? No. Maybe grind along it. Fill this block in. When you see a breakout above this, we're probably seeing the next run up. DMI. Favorite indicator, period. Love it. I set it 34. I do some games with various things, but we'll do a video later for that. Long story short, on my screen, the red and orange line, DI negative. That is your bearish power line, your tug of war indicator. When my red's over top, bears are in control. Yellow and green, that's the bulls. You can see that during bull runs, you clearly get the DI positive over top of the negative. ADX is your trend. It's the strength. Mine's set up so that I have different colors when it's descending and ascending. So when values are growing and the trend is thereby strengthening, it just stays blue. So obviously I see if I'm in shorts and I see this right here, maybe time to slow my roll. Another thing I like to play, which I mentioned earlier in one of the discords I hang out in, my spot. Shout out to FD and the gang. Mundial. Anyways, when you see the opposing, we've been short, right? DI negatives above. When you see this DI positive, the bull power finally break above the 15, start making traction. What do you have? End of trend, baby. So you started getting warnings in here. You really start to know it in here. Cross over the 15. TP the shorts. Just time to go. Wait and see this play out. This will be another video. This EW. It's awesome oscillator, basically. Just use an awesome oscillator. Same flipping difference. You don't need the fancy explanations for it. But anyways, these forecast lines, you can use them for things like GAN fans. That's my favorite. Some people like pitchforks. I like GAN fans. So play around with those anchors. Another thing to watch for, levels, where you get your golden crosses, death crosses, so to speak, on your Ichimoku. So there's going to be sensitivity if price, revisits this level. Let's call it 35.1. Not only did they travel together, but that was a point they crossed. You'll see other examples in action where you get the breakdown from a level and it tests from the downside. Gold cross, death cross, flats. Watch the flats. I think that's about it. I think that covers the basics. With this DMI, it shows divs too. Just like this oscillator's diverging here. You can see that the peak levels that the DI negative is achieving are lessening. So that's a divergence. It's going lower, but it's not making higher numbers that show its strength. So, hope this helps. It's quick. Make another one. Hit me up with questions, comments. Tell me I'm a crappy caster and you didn't learn a thing. But, no, love you guys.